This message is for you. God says, don't try to skip this because heaven is pulling you closer right now, and if you close this or turn away, you will regret not hearing the voice of the Spirit that is crying out to you. Today is not an ordinary day, and this message is not an ordinary message. Today, August 31st, a spiritual alarm has been sounded. Archangel Meditation himself whispered across heaven that the angels are trembling, they are in shock, because there is something you still don't know about what happened last night. All of heaven leaned forward, and yet you slept not realizing that heaven itself was stirring. God says, you cannot afford to ignore this because the very thing you have been praying for, crying for, waiting for, it is wrapped up in the truth that is being revealed right now. God says, listen carefully. There are moments in life that come once and never return. This is one of them. You are standing at the door of your miracle, and if you do not open, the moment will pass you by. Don't think you have more time, don't think you can put this aside and come back later. No. God is saying, hurry up, this is your last chance to know the truth. Angels are waiting with their hands over their mouths in shock, because you are still unaware of the secret heaven already knows. God says, last night something shifted. The very atmosphere around your life changed, and yet you did not see it. The enemy was plotting in the darkness, but my angels intervened. There was a battle fought for your soul, for your destiny, for your blessing, and you are still walking today because heaven won that war. Don't think it was by chance you woke up this morning. Don't think it was by your strength that you survived. No, my hand sustained you, my mercy kept you, and my angels stood guard while the storm raged. That is why the angels are in shock, because you are still walking around unaware of what almost happened, unaware of the attack that was overturned, unaware of the breakthrough that was released into your life while you slept. God says, I need you to hear this. There was an agreement in heaven last night concerning your life. Something was signed, sealed, and delivered in the Spirit. Your name was mentioned before the throne, and the angels gasped when they heard it. You were not forgotten. You were not abandoned. You were chosen. And now this message comes as the confirmation you have been begging me for. Do not say, I'll read this later. Do not say, I don't believe this. Because if you ignore my voice today, you will miss the very thing you have been praying for. I am begging you, don't close your ears. Don't scroll past. This is the divine truth you have been kept from, and I am breaking the seal today. God says, what happened last night was this. The curse that had been clinging to your name was broken. The chain that had held back your miracle was snapped. The hands that were tying your blessings were forced to release. Archangel Meditation himself stood guard while this transaction happened, and every angel who witnessed it stood in awe. They said, how could someone so close to destruction be pulled back so suddenly? How could someone so marked by suffering be chosen for such mercy? And I told them, because this one is mine. Because I am not done with them yet. Because their story is not over. Because their pain is not the final word. God says, I know you feel weary. I know you have wondered if your prayers even reach me. I know you have thought, maybe God has forgotten me. Maybe heaven doesn't care about me. But you are wrong. Heaven has been watching. Angels have been working. And last night was the turning point you didn't see coming. That's why I am rushing this message to you. That's why I am saying, hurry up, because this is your final chance to realize the truth before the enemy tries to blind you again. God says, your enemies stayed awake last night. They spoke your name. They planned. They whispered. They thought they could stop you. But I overturned their plans. What they meant for evil, I rewrote for your good. They don't even know that the trap they set for you has already collapsed under their own feet. They don't know that the weapon they forged against you has already been dismantled. Angels saw it, and they are still stunned at how quickly I moved. That's why they're saying, this child still doesn't know. Don't let this moment slip through your hands. Don't be casual with this truth. God says, this is urgent because your destiny depends on how you respond. If you receive this word, if you believe this message, the blessing that was released last night will manifest before your very eyes. If you ignore it, the enemy will try again to cover your eyes, and you will remain in confusion while your miracle passes. God says, today is August 31st for a reason. Today is the day I want you to awaken. Today is the day I want you to realize what really happened in the night. This is not just another date on the calendar, this is the day your story changes forever. This message is long because my love for you is deep. I will not stop speaking until you finally open your heart. I am shaking you right now, saying, don't skip this. Because your life, your family, your future, it all depends on whether you receive the truth I am pouring into you now. God says, you have been waiting for a sign. Here it is. You asked me to confirm. Here it is. You begged for clarity. Here it is. Don't say again, God is silent. Don't say again, heaven is ignoring me. No. This is me, speaking directly, urgently, desperately. Hear me. The truth has been revealed. The battle has been fought. The breakthrough has been signed. The blessing has been released. Your miracle is here. This message is not finished. God says, I will keep speaking until every corner of your heart believes. Don't scroll. Don't look away. Don't stop now. The angels are leaning closer, saying, will they finally hear? Will they finally understand? God says, don't think this is just a story, don't think this is just words on a screen. This is heaven's transcript written for your life. What happened last night was not a dream, it was not imagination, it was real. The angels saw it. The spiritual realm shook. And you, my child, are the one at the center of it. The truth is, you almost lost everything last night. The enemy thought he had the final move. He thought he had tightened the net around your destiny. He thought that the midnight hour would be his hour of victory. But he underestimated the covenant I have with you. He underestimated my hand upon your life. He underestimated the authority of my word. That is why Archangel Meditation sounded the alarm in heaven. That is why angels are trembling, because the script was almost flipped against you, but at the last second, I came down and said, not this one. Not now. Not ever. God says, I sent angels to stand guard at the very door of your spirit. They blocked what was coming to destroy you. They caught what was thrown against you. They stopped what was meant to harm you. And as they did, the courtroom of heaven erupted. There was silence for a moment, then shock, then awe, then celebration. Because you were preserved. Because you were chosen again. Because your destiny was rescued. You are still breathing today not because of chance, but because of choice, my choice. I chose to give you another chance. I chose to give you another day. I chose to show you mercy when judgment could have been justified. I chose to cover you with grace when the enemy demanded your downfall. And now I am choosing to send this message, so you know the truth before it is too late. God says, don't play with this. Don't dismiss this. Don't laugh this away. Because this is not entertainment, this is eternity speaking to you. This is me, the Creator of heaven and earth, pausing all of heaven to speak directly into your life. That is how valuable you are. That is how urgent this moment is. That is why the angels are begging you to listen. What you didn't see last night was how many voices rose up against you. You didn't hear the accusations in the spiritual realm. You didn't see the petitions made against your future. You didn't witness the curses being whispered against your name. But I saw. I heard. And I acted. I silenced the voices. I canceled the petitions. I erased the curses. I overturned every dark agreement. I destroyed the contract written against your destiny. The angels are shocked because they know how close it was. They know how thin the line was between you and destruction. They know that without my intervention, you would not be here today. That is why they tremble. That is why they are crying out. That is why Archangel Meditation himself sent forth the echo, tell them the truth. Tell them before it's too late. God says, I am not just saving you from something. I am saving you for something. You are not preserved only to survive, you are preserved to shine. You are not delivered only to breathe, you are delivered to walk into destiny. And the truth is this, your greatest season is opening now. What was blocked is being released. What was stolen is being returned. What was broken is being rebuilt. What was delayed is being accelerated. Don't miss this moment. Don't ignore the sound of heaven speaking. Don't turn away thinking, maybe later. There is no later. There is only now. I am warning you because time is short. The last chance is here. And if you receive it, if you believe it, everything will shift for you. God says, last night was a courtroom, but today is a coronation. Last night was war, but today is peace. Last night was battle, but today is blessing. You survived the darkness, and now you are being ushered into the light. Don't doubt it. Don't question it. Just open your heart and accept what heaven has already written with your name on it. The angels are still whispering, will they believe? Will they understand? Will they accept it? And I, the Lord your God, am asking you, will you? God says, the reason this message is stretching long is because your soul is heavy, and I must pour again and again until the weight lifts. You have carried pain silently. You have carried questions no one else has answered. You have carried nights of tears when no one saw you. And yet, you didn't know that last night, while you slept, heaven was awake. Angels were moving. I was rewriting your story. God says, listen. I saw the snare being set. I saw the net being woven. I saw the hands of those who smiled at you in public but whispered against you in secret. I saw their laughter when they thought their plan would succeed. But I also saw your tears, your prayers, your whispers that no one else heard. And I said, this one cannot be touched. This one cannot be destroyed. This one belongs to me. That declaration broke the back of every plot formed against you. That is why Archangel Meditation cried out. That is why the angels are still shaken. Because the moment was so close. The tipping point was right before you, and if I had delayed even a moment, everything could have been different. But my timing was perfect. I arrived in the midnight hour, when all hope seemed gone, and I turned the tide. God says, you wonder why you feel so heavy today, why your spirit feels like it's carrying something you can't explain. It is because your soul remembers the war of last night. Your inner being remembers the darkness that came so close. And though you didn't see it, though you didn't hear it, your soul knows. That is why this word feels like it's burning into your heart, because it matches what your spirit already knows but couldn't explain. Don't resist me now. Don't close your ears. I am telling you, the truth is this: your name has been cleared in heaven. Your record has been erased. The accusations have been silenced. The curse has been destroyed. You have been declared chosen. And nothing, no one, can reverse what I have done. God says, today is not only about survival. Today is about awakening. I am waking you up to the truth that you are not ordinary. I am waking you up to the truth that you are not forgotten. I am waking you up to the truth that your story has divine fingerprints all over it. The pain was real, the suffering was real, but it was never meant to destroy you. It was meant to position you for the glory that is coming now. Do not say, "But I don't deserve it." Do not say, "I'm not ready." Because, my child, you are chosen not because of your perfection, but because of my mercy. You are lifted not because of your strength, but because of my grace. You are preserved not because you earned it, but because I love you. And my love is not weak, not shaky, not temporary. My love is eternal, unbreakable, undeniable. God says, last night, when the enemy thought it was the end, I wrote a new beginning. And today, on August 31st, I am placing this truth in your hands. This is your last chance to know, your last chance to believe, your last chance to accept what I have already finished for you. If you miss this, if you ignore this, if you let this slip past, the angels themselves will grieve because they know how much has been prepared for you. But if you receive this, if you hold this word close, if you believe it with all your heart, then the very blessing that was sealed last night will break open in your life. Doors that were locked will open suddenly. Calls you were not expecting will arrive. Opportunities you thought were lost will reappear. Relationships that were poisoned will be healed. Finances that were blocked will be released. Your very health, your very peace, your very mind will be restored. God says, I am not speaking lightly. I am not exaggerating. I am giving you raw truth. What happened last night was not small, it was the axis of your life shifting. It was the divine reset button being pressed. It was the clock being restarted in your favor. It was the page being turned to a brand new chapter written by my hand alone. The angels are still looking at you, stunned that you don't yet realize how close it was. They are whispering, if only they knew. If only they saw. If only they understood. That is why I am shouting now through these words, know it. See it. Understand it. Believe it. This is your hour of awakening. God says, my beloved, you have walked through fire and you thought it was the end of you, but you didn't realize that while you were walking, I was walking with you. You thought the heat would consume you, but instead, it refined you. You thought the flood would drown you, but instead, it carried you into deeper places. You thought the betrayal would break you, but instead, it revealed who was truly for you and who was against you. What happened last night was the moment all of these trials reached their tipping point, and heaven decided, enough is enough. God says, the angels trembled because they saw what the enemy had prepared. They saw the arrow already aimed at your heart. They saw the pit already dug under your feet. They saw the whisperings against your name, carried in secret places. And yet, before any of it could touch you, I swept in with power. My hand intercepted what was meant for you. My voice thundered into the darkness and silenced every curse. And my angels, those who were sent to guard you, stood in awe at how fast I moved. You didn't see it, but last night a verdict was announced in the courts of heaven. Your name was spoken in a place where eternity is written, and I declared, this child will live. This child will rise. This child will prosper. This child is chosen. That verdict shook everything around you. That is why even now you feel a strange stirring inside, like something shifted though you can't explain it. Because deep inside your spirit, you know, something broke, something lifted, something ended, and something new began. God says, you cannot keep living as if nothing happened. You cannot walk into today as if it is just another ordinary morning. No. This day is marked. This day carries the fragrance of deliverance. This day carries the signature of my hand. This day carries the proof that heaven is not silent. You may say, but I am tired, I am weak, I am confused. And I say to you, don't confuse tiredness with failure. Don't confuse weakness with defeat. Even in your lowest place, I was still writing victory over your name. Even in your moments of doubt, I was still sealing blessings for you. Even when you thought you lost everything, I was preparing restoration that would shock you. God says, the angels are shocked because they know what almost happened. They know the storm that almost overtook you. They know the sickness that almost claimed you. They know the financial destruction that almost swallowed you. They know the betrayal that almost crushed you. But they also know the shield I placed around you, the fire I built around your home, the covering I placed upon your head. That is why they are saying, if only this child knew how much God has already done. This is why I am saying to you, hurry. Hurry to believe. Hurry to accept. Hurry to awaken. Because the moment is fragile. The enemy wants to keep you blind, to make you think this is not real, to convince you that nothing has changed. But I am breaking through that deception right now. I am saying, everything has changed. God says, your season of delay has ended. Your season of silence has ended. Your season of loss has ended. The page has turned, and though the old chapter was full of tears, the new chapter will be full of testimonies. Though the old chapter was marked by loneliness, the new one will be marked by divine connections. Though the old chapter was marked by struggle, the new one will be marked by overflow. Don't be afraid of what is ahead. Don't think, what if it happens again? What if I fall again? What if I lose again? No. Last night was the final strike of that cycle. Last night was the breaking of that curse. Last night was the end of the repeating patterns. That is why I am telling you, urgently, wake up and receive this, because you will not walk the same path again. God says, you are entering into a season where sudden changes will shock even you. Prayers that you thought were ignored will be answered quickly. Opportunities that were long delayed will arrive without warning. People who dismissed you will try to return, but I will give you discernment to know who is real and who is false. Finances will come from unexpected places. Doors will swing open that no man can shut. And as this unfolds, you will finally realize what happened last night, that heaven itself rewrote your story. The angels are still watching, still waiting, still whispering. Will they believe it this time? Will they finally see it? And I, the Lord your God, am saying, believe it, because it is already done.